They weren't always on magazine covers, but their talent lit up stages, screens, and sometimes the world.
I came in like a
They were loved, celebrated, and then gone far too soon.
The fact that Kristen died, it was like, what?
I go, you got a phone call. I was like, and it was my girlfriend, and she was like, Kristen overdosed last night.
She was gunned down while signing autographs for fans. Another was found murdered in a brutal street attack.
She became frightened. She never told us he was abusive to her, and he killed her. He killed her.
And one lost her life to a deadly overdose, right as her star began to rise. This is the haunting tribute to lesser-known celebrity deaths that need to be remembered. Born to British icons Bob Geldof and Paula Yates, Peaches Geldof lived her life under the spotlight and the shadow of loss. A teen columnist for Elle Girl and the Daily Telegraph, she quickly became a TV regular and fashion darling. But behind the glamour, Peaches carried the weight of her mother's heroin overdose. In her 20s, she became a devoted mother to Estala and Phaedra, vowing to break the cycle. Though she fought addiction for years, a relapse in early 2014 proved fatal.
You blame yourself. You're the father who's responsible and clearly failed.
On April 7, 2014, Peaches was found dead at 25, her infant son nearby, another life lost to heroin, echoing her mother's tragic end. She was bold, loving, and trying to rewrite the story, but history didn't let go. Dominique Dunne was the face of 1980s promise radiant, talented, unforgettable as Dana in Poltergeist. But just months after her breakout role, her light was brutally snuffed out. On October 30th, 1982, while rehearsing lines with a friend at her West Hollywood home, Dominique's ex-boyfriend John Sweeney arrived uninvited. Outside, a confrontation erupted.
And he stalked her. She became frightened. She never told us he was abusive to her, and he killed her. He killed her.
Moments later, Dominique was found unconscious on the driveway. Sweeney had strangled her in a fit of rage. She never regained consciousness, dying 5 days later at just 22. Sweeney confessed at the scene, yet was convicted only of voluntary manslaughter. He served less than 3 years, a verdict that outraged Dominique's family and the public. Her mother founded a victims' rights group, and her father, Dominique Dunne, transformed his grief into advocacy, exposing the failures of the justice system. Dominique's story endures a haunting reminder that fame offers no shield from violence, and justice can fall heartbreakingly short. From YouTube covers to a breakout run on The Voice, Christina's powerhouse vocals and genuine spirit won her millions of fans. At just 22, she was on the brink of stardom.
I came in like a
On June 10, 2016, after a concert in Orlando, Christina stayed to meet her fans at the Plaza Live. As she greeted 27-year-old Kevin Loibl, he pulled out a handgun and shot her 3 times, once in the head, twice in the chest. Her brother Marcus, nearby selling merchandise, heroically tackled the shooter, who then broke free and turned the gun on himself. Christina was rushed to the hospital, but was pronounced dead after midnight. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the music world. Adam Levine, her coach on The Voice, offered to pay for her funeral. Her close friend Selena Gomez broke down on stage in tribute.
Date, she loved singing, she loved the Lord, and she loved me. And she was just my baby sister.
In Christina's honor, her family established the Christina Grimmie Foundation, supporting families devastated by gun violence and breast cancer. Christina's voice was silenced far too soon, but her legacy, a legacy of hope, courage, and music, continues to inspire. Stefanie Sargent was a fierce force in Seattle's early 90s punk scene, a founding guitarist of 7 Year Bitch, whose raw energy helped shape their debut, Sick 'Em. Born in 1968, she came up through the underground, channeling rage and resilience into every chord. But just days after her 24th birthday, after 8 months sober, Stefanie used heroin and drank at a party. She died that night from asphyxiation in her sleep. A syringe was found nearby. The loss rocked the band and the scene. Yet Sick 'Em was finished and dedicated to her memory. Their next album, Viva Zapata, became a rallying cry. Stefanie's sound still echoes, raw, defiant, unforgettable. Andrew Wood was the glittering poet of Seattle's grunge scene, draped in satin, singing of love in a city soon to be known for its shadows. As frontman of Mother Love Bone, his style and soul set him apart.
I fell asleep and Andrew Wood was like singing to me the whole night and making fun of me and dancing around me, and I felt like a heel when I woke up.
But on March 16, 1990, just days before the release of their debut album Apple, his fiancée found him unconscious from a heroin overdose. 3 days later, at 24, he was gone. His death rocked Seattle's music scene. Chris Cornell mourned by forming Temple of the Dog, uniting Wood's bandmates who would soon form Pearl Jam. Wood wasn't a footnote. He was the spark, and his voice still echoes through the sound he helped ignite. Rest in peace.
I want the world to know that Mother Love Bone is coming to take over the world, a plethora of delights.
Mia Zapata was the electric soul of Seattle's underground, a voice that roared, soothed, and wouldn't let go. Born in Chicago, raised in Louisville, she brought fire to Antioch College where the Gits were born. By 1989, they hit Seattle, and with Frenching the Bully, Mia's voice became a force. But on July 7, 1993, she was raped and murdered walking home. Found in a crucifix pose, her death haunted the city. A decade later, DNA led to Jesus Mezquia, convicted and sentenced to 37 years. Mia's death sparked action. Home Alive formed in her name. Her voice, still a rallying cry, for justice, for women, for never backing down. Rest in peace, dear Mia.
Girls like that. Tell her you love her eyes, her lips, her hair, the way she parts her hair. In fact, tell her you love all her parts.
Oh, no, I can't say that. No.
He was the boy genius Lucas of Sequest DSV, the brave Bill Denbrough in It, and the dreamer Bastian Bucks in The Never-Ending Story 2. In the early 90s, Jonathan Brandis was everywhere, captivating audiences, gracing magazine covers, and winning the hearts of millions. Born in Danbury, Connecticut, Jonathan began modeling as a toddler and by age 6, landed a role on One Life to Live. By 17, he was a teen idol, receiving thousands of fan letters each week. But as he grew older, Hollywood's spotlight dimmed. His hopes of a comeback were crushed when his role in Heart's War was reduced to a deleted scene, a devastating blow. Friends noticed his growing depression. On November 11, 2003, Jonathan was found in his Los Angeles apartment. He died the next day at just 27. No note was left behind. Years later, his father would reflect that Jonathan likely suffered from undiagnosed bipolar disorder. His tragic end is a stark reminder of the silent battles faced by young stars and the urgent need for compassion and mental health awareness. She was the quiet force behind the thunder of Live Through This. Kristen Pfaff, bassist and backing vocalist for Hole, brought melodic depth to the chaos of grunge. Born in Buffalo, classically trained, she taught herself bass in Minneapolis and co-founded Janitor Joe. Her playing raw, her presence magnetic. In 1993, she joined Hole, shaping their landmark album. But Seattle's shadows crept in. Once a light user, Kristen fell into the city's heroin culture. She entered detox in 1994, toured with Janitor Joe, and planned to return to Minneapolis. On June 16, 1994, with her U-Haul packed, she was found dead.
Like, what is going on?
I go, you got a phone call. I was like, and it was my girlfriend, and she was like, Kristen overdosed last night.
Just 27, lost to opiate intoxication. Her legacy still flickers, in music, in memory, and in the lives she inspired.
My name is Elizabeth Wurtzel. I am the author of several books, including Prozac Nation, and most recently an ebook called Creatocracy.
She was the voice of a generation that refused to stay quiet. At 27, Elizabeth Wurtzel burst onto the scene with Prozac Nation, a memoir so raw, it rewrote how we talk about pain. Her words made space for anyone who ever felt unseen. A Harvard grad who later earned a Yale law degree, Wurtzel chronicled her struggles with depression, addiction, and identity with brutal honesty. She didn't just show her wounds, she dissected them. Diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, she later discovered she carried the BRCA gene, knowledge lost to secrets about her parentage. She died at 52, the cancer having spread to her brain. Her legacy? Truth as power, and the courage to speak it. Fame is fickle, and sometimes even the brightest stars vanish without a trace. These celebrities lived fast, burned bright, and left behind echoes we still feel today, if we choose to listen. What could they have become if tragedy hadn't cut their stories short? Let us honor their legacies, not for their fame, but for their humanity, their art, their impact. Drop a comment sharing who you believe deserves to be remembered, and don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue uncovering stories left in the shadows, because remembrance is the smallest justice we can give. Until next time, stay curious, and never forget the ones time tried to erase.